what you want, when you want it, where you want it. This is The Mesh.
Welcome to episode 9 of the Fantasy Formula, brought to you by the Mesh.tv. We are broadcasting live from the underground studio in the lovely Jackson Group Interactive Complex located in the heart of the bustling metropolis of Hickory, North Carolina. And without further ado, let's introduce our starting lineup for the fastest growing sports podcast in all the land, the Fantasy Formula. And here we go. At small forward, sound engineer extraordinaire, our man, Jay Dynamite Johnson. Next up, starting at center, the fastest fingers in podcast today, he's our man, Chris Magic Hands Fry. And to my right, he's our power forward. He's our Charles Barkley. He's our Stanley Roberts. He's Addison Houday Fox.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And the point guard who keeps it all moving, keeps the wheels a-turning. He's averaging a triple-double, Addison. He is Chad, the Hitman East. And ladies and gentlemen, it is a great, great honor and privilege.
It's exciting, Chad. This is exciting.
We have a guest host today, Ad Rock, a guest host. I'm going to tell you a little bit about our guest host. He is playing the two guard in today's podcast. He will be knocking down the threes and taking it hard to the basket. We're introducing the one, the only, the man with the fantasy dreams who makes all the opponents just sit down and scream. He's your man, Russell Coley.
Glad to be here. Glad to be here.
Russell, so glad to have you, my friend.
Yes, sir.
How we doing today, sir?
All right, look, Russell, I want to say one thing. First off, I know I know who you pull for. You're one of those Steeler fans. And we're not going to have
coming from a Cincinnati fan.
We're not having any of this terrible towels in the studio today.
Oh, come on,
let's get
okay,
just Chad. Chad.
I got one in my back pocket, and I'm swinging it right now.
Just know who they did.
There you go. Well, it's a dreary day in good old Hickory, North Carolina today, but ladies and gentlemen, there was a few rays of sunshine that yours truly is walking on, Ad Rock. That's why I played that song, Katrina and the Waves, Walking on Sunshine, because guess why? Brother went 3-0 last weekend. I'm 4-1 in all of my leagues.
And one of them, the squeaker of the year.
Can you believe this? Can you
half point? You won by a half point. You were on your knees in front of the TV begging.
Yeah, check this out, fantasy fanatics. So last night, down 1.5 points with Andre Johnson to go, thinking this is a lot. I'm gonna get this, no problem at all, right? Well, at halftime, I try to stay up. I'm tired. At halftime, I just go to bed, and he still doesn't have a catch yet. No catches, nothing. Wake up, see that he's got one catch for 15 yards, so that's my 10-yard, 1 point plus half point PPR, win by 0.5.
Jay, our boy Jay was on suicide watch.
He called me today a little upset, but you know he's got a good team. He'll be back. How'd you do last week, Rock?
I picked up the W, baby.
Good for
I am
you.
3-2, tied for first in division. Let's see, I think I got you in 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Can't wait.
Oh, I can't wait.
Can't wait for that.
My team is all come together. The glue. I drafted wisely. The buys are not going to affect me. I got one here, one there. I am looking pretty. Bench is stellar. I mean, just putting people in left and right, not missing a step.
Well, congratulations. Ruru, how about you, my friend?
Russell, that's how I do it, baby.
I hear you, brother. Well, I'm in 2 different leagues, and one I'm tied for the division lead, but I'm behind a little bit in points.
Yes.
Dominated in that league by 30. In the other league, I lost by 2.1. Jimmy Graham got hurt on Sunday night.
Are you kidding? If Jimmy Graham's in there, you get the win.
Jimmy Graham with 30 yards, I get the W.
Tough break, my friend. Tough break.
Tough.
We all have them in fantasy football, though. You know, you're going to catch some breaks and you're going to miss on a few. So,
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, that happened to you last night. So, without further ado, let's jump right into the Fantasy 45. That's the fastest 45 seconds in fantasy football. We're going to start off on the Thursday night game, 8:25 kick. It's the Pittsburgh Steelers against the Tennessee Titans. Last week, the Steelers hold off the Philadelphia Eagles for a 16-14 win. Roethlisberger through the air, 21 for 37 for 207. Mendenhall, 14 for 81 and a touchdown. Good to see Mendenhall back in the lineup. Antonio Brown through the air, 7 for 86. They faced this Titan defense who gave up 30 to the Vikings offense. Man, this Tennessee fantasies, the players on this team are just not really coming together. Hasselbeck, 200 yards and a touchdown. Don't want him. Chris Johnson, 15 for 24. It continues to get ugly there in the backfield for the Tennessee Titans. And the Kendall Wright, the rookie receiver, 9 for 66. Russell, we're going to let you talk about this one since you're the big Pittsburgh fan. Right now, Vegas got the number set at Pittsburgh, -5, over under 42.5. What you like in Pittsburgh, Tennessee?
Oh, I like Pittsburgh all day long in the over. Pittsburgh should dominate this game. Roethlisberger last week, slow game. Him and Todd Haley together. It's looking good this year. Look for Big Ben to have a big game, especially with Mendenhall in the backfield. Mendenhall giving them a little bit of run game. They're going to dominate.
Man, what can you talk about, if any, about Chris Johnson for the Titans? What in the world is happening there?
Well, I have him on my fantasy team. I've been very upset with Chris Johnson. Obviously, he had one big game. He said this week that just much of the same. Yeah. So I expect much of the same this week, especially against that Pittsburgh defense. So nothing out of Chris Johnson. If you got him, sit him.
Move him to your bench, I agree. Let's go in this game. I'm with you all day long, Russell. Pittsburgh -5, and let's go over the total at 42.5. I really think Pittsburgh might throw all day long against this Tennessee secondary.
Go Tennessee, baby. Go Tennessee.
Next up, Ad Rock, we're going to throw this one off to you. It's Cincinnati, your boys.
Who dey, baby? Who dey?
Against the Cleveland Browns. Last week, the Browns put up a good fight against the Giants, 27-41. This Brandon Whedon kid, 22 for 35, 291 and 2 touchdowns. At the beginning of the year, I was really down on him, if you remember, Addison. I was like, dude, this dude shouldn't even be in the NFL. He's starting to get confidence and starting to play better. On the ground, Trent Richardson, 17 for 81 and a touchdown. And this young rookie, the receiver, Gordon, 2 for 82, 2 touchdowns. If he's on your waiver wire, guys, y'all need to look for him. These Cleveland Browns will be hosting the Cincinnati Bengals. Bengals lost at home to the Dolphins last week, Addison. I know it upset you.
I was crying.
Andy Dalton, 43 times through the air, 234 and a touchdown. No Ben Jarvis Green, Ellis siding. What in the world? Where was he? Where was he? Was that him calling me right there?
Yes, you know what? Here again, ladies and gentlemen, I want to apologize for the lack of professional. Chad, come on.
I'm a busy man at Rock. I'm a busy man. A.J. Green through the air, 9 for 65 and a touchdown. Addison, Cincinnati travels to Cleveland. Cincinnati right now is a 2-point favorite, over under 44. Who we like?
No, I'm not liking the Bengals in this one. I think the points they're going to put up, Cleveland can't match. Even though I will say Cleveland's offense had some glimmer in the last couple of weeks. Trent Richardson looks good. Cincinnati's run defense is a little slack, but I do not think Cleveland keep up with the receivers that Cincinnati's going to throw at them. I'm expecting big games out of Andy Dalton and A.J. Green.
All right, I'm not saying this just because you're a Cincinnati fan, and I always am anti-Addison. I promise you. I really think Cleveland will get their first win of the season during this contest. They not only cover the number +2, but they get the outright win. But I see a shootout. I mean, I can see 35-32. You know, something like that.
For saying that, they're gonna lose, I swear.
Oh, Addison, you love me, guys. Let's go over the total 44, and Cleveland with the outright victory against them Houday dudes. Next up, Russell, what's coming your way is the Indianapolis Colts facing the New York Jets. The Colts pull off one of the upsets of the year. They take the Green Bay Packers down 30-27. Andrew Luck plays like a Hall of Famer in this game. 31 for 55, 362, and 2 touchdowns. And I'm not saying that because of his stats. I'm saying they're down 21-3. Basically, everybody says game over. Andrew Luck leads them back. On the ground, Donald Brown, 17 for 84, and Reggie Wayne, 212 yards and a touchdown for the Colts. They will be traveling to New York, where they face that lowly Jets team. Can't get out of their own way on offense. This was Monday night. Sanchez, 14 for 31, 230 and a touch. Not too impressive. Green on the ground, 8 for 26, and Jeremy Curley, 5 for 94. Russell, Indianapolis, New York Jets.
Oh, wow. I want to say Tebow time, but gosh, I don't know if he'll do any better than Sanchez. But Sanchez, Never liked him. Think he's horrible. Time for him to go. They're going to have to make a trade, whatever they're going to have to do. However, the Jets are a little down right now. They're at home. Last night I watched them. I don't know, something about I like the Jets here, even though Indianapolis has a little momentum. Basically, that game last week was for their coach. That's going to wear off. They're not in Indy. They're in New York. I like the quarterback. Come on, help me out.
Luck?
I like Luck. I love Luck. He's doing great. See, he's so brand new, I don't even remember who he is. But, yeah, a lot of momentum for Luck, but I think Luck has a lot of heart, and he was just playing off the coach being ill. But I think the Jets get this one. Yeah, a close one.
I like it. Vegas got the number set right now. The Jets are actually favored by 3. Over-under is 42.5. I completely agree with you. Indianapolis coming off the big win, emotional win for the coach. A little bit of a letdown game for them. I'm going under the total. This as well. The Vegas got the number set at 42.5. Let's go under that, and let's go the Jets minus the 3. Not many fantasy points here, though, ladies and gentlemen. Not many fantasy points. So if you've got any of these players on these teams, you might want to think about benching them. Next up, and Ad Rock, you ready?
Let's do it.
Let's go Kansas City, Tampa Bay. Kansas City, Tampa Bay. Last week, if I'm not mistaken, I believe Tampa Bay was on a bye. And the Kansas City Chiefs put up a low, this was the 9-6 snoozer against Baltimore. Last week for the Chiefs, Matt Castle, 9 for 15, 92 yards before getting concussed in the fourth quarter. Boom, he took a big hit. Jamal Charles continues to be a fantasy workhorse in the backfield, 30 for $140. And Dwayne Bowe.
That's your whole team.
Hey, buddy, I'll take it. Dwayne Bowe, 6 for 60. Ad Rock, here we go. Kansas City, right against Tampa Bay right now. The number is Tampa Bay minus 3.5, over under 40. Who gets it done in TV?
I think Tampa Bay does. I'm liking Doug Morton. I'm just liking Tampa Bay's offense a little bit right now. KC's a little sporadic. KC's run offense is, the rushing's good, but I saw a great sign. The castle walls are falling down, and I think that's what's happening. There's a little disarray, but it's going to be a shootout. I really think it will be, but I think Tampa Bay's going to get it done.
Yeah. How about Brady? What if Brady Quinn has to be the quarterback?
The GQ cover boy.
Yeah.
The Hunchback of Notre Dame made an appearance. He's paid his dues. Give him a shot. Castle's just not get done. He's throwing picks left and right. They can't do any worse. So let him get done.
That is true, man. I'm with you. Brady Quinn is your starting quarterback. I think there's trouble in KC land. Tampa Bay off a bye. They're going to come out. They need a win badly. Right now, they're laying the 3.5. Let's go Tampa Bay, but let's also go under the total. I can't see Brady Quinn getting a first down.
No, I think it's going to be a miracle if they do.
Absolutely. Next up, my friend Ruru, you got this one. We're going to Atlanta, where the Atlanta Falcons, the 5-0 Atlanta Falcons, the toast of the South, are hosting the Oakland Raiders. Last week, those Atlanta Falcons hold off. They played the Redskins in a really good match. Matt Ryan, 34 for 52, 345, and 2 touchdowns. Right now, Matt Ryan is the top 3 fantasy performer of the year. He's had a great beginning to the year. On the ground, Michael Bernard, the Turner, adds boy, 18 for 67 and a touch.
Touchdown machine this year.
I'm telling you. You called that. I should be
first round. I know.
You should be telling me, right? Tony Gonzalez, 13 for $123 and a touchdown. Great start by the old geezer himself. They will be hosting the Oakland Raiders. Oakland coming off the bye last week. Ad Rock, Ruru, here we go. Atlanta, Oakland, give it to me.
Atlanta gets this one. Oakland's coming off a bye. It's going to be competitive. I think McFadden has a good game this week. Carson Palmer, a little old, little slow. Matt Ryan is going to dominate him in this game.
Love it.
Like Ryan as my top quarterback this week. He's going to dominate. Roddy White, Julio Jones. You can't stop him. Let's don't forget Gonzalez.
Yeah,
can't stop him.
Monster. If I were to tell you right now, Atlanta's favored by 8.5. The total's 48.5. What would you lean?
I'm going to go under and Atlanta.
You heard it here. Ruru's under the total, 48.5. Atlanta, minus 8.5. I'm with them on Atlanta. I think Atlanta wins this in a snoozer, maybe by 21 points, but I also think Atlanta puts up 42 by themselves. So I'm going over the total, Atlanta, Oakland. Next up, we got a great contest. This is the 1 o'clock matchup, the Dallas Cowboys against the Baltimore Ravens. Last week, Dallas coming off the bye. Baltimore against the Chiefs. Offensively for the Ravens last weekend, nothing doing. Flacco's worst game of the season. I've been really high on Flacco. Thought he was really turning the corner. He kind of digressed a little bit. 13 for 27 for $187. Ray Rice getting it done. $102, but it's not kind of flashy. It's no touchdowns really. Right. It's very quiet. It's a quiet 102 yards if there's anything such as that. And Anquan Bolden, 4 for 82. All right, my friend. Big game, Ad-Rock. Dallas, Baltimore.
No, the Ravens are going to crush them. It's almost Kansas City all over again. There's no cohesion right now in Dallas at the quarterback situation. Tony Romo's in La La Land. He doesn't know if where his job security is. Only bright spot is Jason Witten right now. DeMarco Murray's been kind of a bust last couple of games. They've really bottled him up. Miles Austin's had a couple good games, sporadic to say the least. Des Bryant, he has sightings, but Baltimore is just going to come in too strong. Their running attack is just going to kill Dallas.
I dig it. The only thing I want to talk a little bit about, the over-under right now set at 44. Baltimore's a 3.5-point favorite. I'm kind of with you. I think Baltimore probably gets it done at home, but I see this thing going way over the total. I see a shootout. Baltimore's defense isn't the Baltimore D of old, and Dallas seems to be missing a little bit too. I think they're going to have, if they're going to win games or be in games, they're going to have to be in shootouts. So let's go Baltimore minus the 3.5, and let's go over the total in a big, big way, 44. Next up, we're traveling to Philly, where the Philadelphia Eagles will host the Detroit Lions. Last week, the Eagles on the road against the Steelers, as we mentioned, lost 16-14. Mike Vick, 20 for 30, $175 and 2 touchdowns. But however, 2 costly fumbles. Man, Mike Vick owners, you are sweating bullets every time he touches the field, whether he's going to have a turnover or get hurt.
Get concussed.
Yeah, exactly. LaShawn McCoy, another slow game for LaShawn McCoy, 16 for 53, and through the air, Deshaun Jackson, 4 for 58. They will be playing host to the Detroit Lions coming off their bye. Russell, Detroit, right now, 5-point dog, over under 48.5. Let's tell me who you like.
I like Detroit. I like Detroit catching the 5. They're coming off a bye. They should be well rested. Look for Calvin to have a big game. Philadelphia, I mean, you don't know what you're going to get from week to week. Yeah, they're 3-2, but I mean they're 3 wins by 4 points, right?
Exactly.
So,
but their couple of losses have just been by a handful too. You know.
That's just, so the 5 points is plenty. Detroit might even get that game. As far as Michael Vick, he needs to get it together. They paid him $100 million over 5 years, and he's playing like a $20 million guy over 5 years. He's just not getting it done. Do you think Shady McCoy has a big game in this one because he's at home? It's just time for him to break out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm with you there. I heard an interesting stat today on Michael Vick. Even the coaches are saying, you know how quarterbacks, as they get older and mature, they start to read the progressions. It starts coming to them naturally.
Right.
He's back like where he was as a rookie. He's not seeing the stuff that he's supposed to be seeing. So I'm telling you, maybe a week to 2 more weeks, if Vick even holds up, they might bench him. I got bad feelings for Vick owners right now.
The one bright spot for Philadelphia right now, I will say in the last couple weeks, has been Brett Selleck. He's going to be on a lot of your waiver wire. I'll talk about it later. But I tell you what, I mean, he's getting targeted a lot, and that's the one highlight. And they've been working over the middle to him. That's the one thing that it's been keeping him game. The big play, sure as hell not there.
Yeah.
Well, I do want to say about Philadelphia, I thought they were going to score 40 points this year every game. So I don't know. Either Mike Vick, like you said, he falls apart or he really comes together. Yeah. It's going to be one or the other.
Yeah, we'll see. As we mentioned, Detroit +5 right now, over under 47.5. I really like the under a lot in this ball game. I think Philadelphia is going to play some tough D against the Detroit Lions. I think Philadelphia might win this one by a touchdown, so I'm going to lean Philadelphia minus the 4.5, under the 47.5. Next up, my friends, we're going to travel to Miami, where Miami Dolphins will host the St. Louis Rams. The St. Louis Rams on a little bit of a win streak. Right now, they have won 2 in a row.
Never would have thought it. Never would have thought it.
I mean, kind of everybody was on.
Jeff Fisher.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Jeff, you put a good coach in there.
Absolutely.
It's almost the same talent, but you got a good coach in there. Now they're 3-2. It's amazing what a good coach will do.
It's attitude.
Absolutely. Last week for the Rams, Bradford 7 for 21, $141 and 2 touchdowns. Not fantasy numbers, but enough to get the job done. Steven Jackson 18 for 76. And through the air, Givens, 1 reception, 51 yards, 1 touchdown. They will play the Miami Dolphins, who beat the Bengals.
Why you got to bring that back up?
Tannehill, 17 for 26, 223. I'm telling you, I like this Tannehill guy more and more every week. Reggie Bush on the ground, 19 for 48 and a touchdown. And Brian Hartline, 4 for 59. Ad-Rock, St. Louis, Miami. Right now, Miami, 3-point favorite, over under 37.5.
I'm liking St. Louis right now. I think their passing game is starting to come around. I mean, Danny Amendola, Brandon Gibson, and there's one more.
Now Amendola's hurt.
Oh, Amendola's hurt.
Yeah, he's hurt.
That one.
He's out.
I think Sam Bradford's. I mean, he's not putting up huge numbers, but he's been accurate in the NFL. That's key.
Yeah.
And if the old man Steven Jackson keep it together, I think St. Louis is going to take this one.
With Amendola out, and I think we're going to talk about that here in a minute as well, there's another dude on the Rams team. His name is Lance Kendricks. He's a tight end. Now, because Amendola was Bradford's go-to guy, now this tight end might fit that bill. So if he's on your waiver wire, guys, look for him. Lance Kendricks, tight end for St. Louis. Right now, Miami 3.5-point favorite. I'm going to have to lean to Miami at home. They're playing good ball. Their run defense right now is sick and nasty. They are not letting anybody run for over 100 yards on them. So I'm going to lean under the total and Miami minus the 3. Next up, probably one of the top games of the week. It's New England traveling to Seattle. Last week, New England got the job done. What did the New England Patriots do? They beat the Broncos 31-21. Tom Brady, a pedestrian 223 and a touchdown. But, man, they're running the ball these days. Stephen Ridley, 28 for $151 and a touchdown. Wes Welker records 13 receptions for 104 yards and a touchdown. Great performance by Welker. They will be playing host to the Seattle Seahawks, the Russell Wilson-led Seattle Seahawks. Adrod, go ahead and hit us one. Boom, very lovely.
Go Pack.
Wilson, 19 for 25, 221 and a touchdown. Marshawn on the ground, 85 yards. And Sidney Rice, 5 for 67. Right now, Russell, we're looking at New England as a 3-point favorite, over under 46. And I take it back, this game is in Seattle, not in New England. So New England favored on the road. Typically, that means bad news for teams that travel. But, Russell, tell me what you think.
Oh, wow, 46. That sticks out to me. I would definitely go under there.
Yes, sir.
New England, best offense in the league. Seattle, arguably the best defense. This is going to be a great matchup. I love Tom Brady, what he's doing, of course, what he always does. He's really got it working with the run game and Tom Brady. Wow. Just awesome. Seattle's defense, who has 6'3", 6'4" corners that can cover?
Nobody.
Seattle does.
Nobody.
Exactly.
That size, that blew my soul.
Unreal.
It's crazy.
It's amazing. I know. They have a great defense. Russell Wilson, I'm an NC State guy. Love Russell Wilson, but he's just not really getting it done. He's real conservative.
See, I think that's Pete Carroll's game plan.
I think that's exactly
They're not letting him loose yet, But
I just want to see more out of him.
Yeah.
I want to see more out of him, more scoring.
Yeah, I'm with you there. And maybe it'll be this game that we see it because New England's defense is okay, but
Do you want to see some more scoring?
I do, more scoring.
So right now, the Vegas got the number set at New England minus 3.5.
More scoring.
Total 46.
More scoring.
I'm all on the under too. I really like the under in this game, and I'm going to lean. I got to go with the Pats on this. Even though Seattle, they've been playing well, I think New England gets it done. I really think the Pats might be the best team in the AFC. See behind the Houston Texans. I like the Houston Texans.
Dude.
That's close.
I like
close.
Dude, that
So anyway.
defense. Wow.
Yeah.
Houston's defense is
Yeah,
crazy.
very nasty.
New England's offense there.
Exactly. It'll be a very good test. So anyway, moving from the New England-Seattle game, which should be a great game, Addison, why don't you talk about the Buffalo Bills against the Arizona Cardinals? This might be the toilet bowl of the week last week.
Why do I have this game? Why are you thinking this one?
We picked it because it's...
You were here after
it
it was.
fits
Here's what
perfectly.
You want to talk about this game?
Yes,
I don't care. That's about all. It does. All right, you got. Only thing I'm hoping for right now is Fred Jackson fans get him back. C.J. Spiller got some carries. Fred had a little appearance last week. Put up, I think, 6-7 points in most leagues. I don't like. Hell, I don't like any of them. I don't. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't really care. I mean, you don't know what Buffalo's going to do. They can put up 50. They can put up 5.
How about
3.
Fitz?
How about 3 like last week?
Yeah, Arizona.
Fitz?
I got him this week. I think against Buffalo's D, he's going to have a heyday, but you know what? He's been getting double teamed a lot. I'm going to say Arizona. That's the only thing. Since Buffalo's got to travel across the country, I'm going to say Arizona.
Yeah, a couple of things just to be on the lookout for. Obviously, Ryan Williams, the running back for the Cardinals, out for the year. Shoulder surgery, dunzo.
And Beanie Wells on IR.
And Beanie Wells on IR.
So but I saw my boy finally.
No, he might.
But no, he was, as far as it was out.
He's hurt too.
Yeah, right now, as of today, he was out, but I don't know.
It's that Steven, what's his Howling?
Steven
He
Howling,
was out.
Yeah.
I think
He
he's
had a
out.
hip problem. He's coming back
Yeah, they
next
said
week.
he'll be able to play. One more thing before we move on past this game. Thank God, let's get by this game. But C.J. Spiller, I read this today. Addison, Russell, and I were talking about before you got here. Fred Jackson's going to take the role first and second down. C.J. Spiller's going to be a third down back. So Spiller came out
Freddie,
banging, and now he's
Take
going
him out of the lineup.
So wait,
Take Spiller
so
out.
is Howling's back,
Sit
or
him
he's
down.
out this week, or is that
questionable. So
Everybody,
everybody,
earlier was he was out, so I got it. Do I need to start him? Do I need to start him?
you just have to check your injury
Cedric's
reports
out.
and see what's going to happen.
I mean,
Yeah, tough call. Actually, if you got to start Howling's whatever, you might have a bad.
I think he
fantasy
gets
team.
most of the
no, I
carries.
got Fred Jackson. I'm good.
All right, Arizona, as we said, is a 4-point favorite, over under 43. Let's go under the total, and Arizona get a squeaker. Maybe they win by 6.
Let's
Who
get off
cares?
this game,
Who
please.
cares? Next game, Russell, you're going to take this one. This is another good contest. Minnesota against Washington. Last week, we saw the Minnesota Vikings hold off the Titans. Ponder through the air, 258 and 2 touchdowns. Very impressed by Ponder's progressed in his sophomore season. AP, 17 for 88. Percy Harvin, the do-it-all guy out of the backfield, catching balls, 8 for a $108 and a touchdown. They will be playing the Washington Redskins, who put up a good fight against the Falcons. But the big news here, RG3 out with a concussion.
Concussed.
I mean, who knows if they don't know if he's going to return right now. On the ground, Alfred Morris, the free agent pickup of the year, 18 for a $115. Santana Moss, 2 for 80 and a touch. Who you got here, Rue?
RG3 is going to be back, first of all. RG3 is going to play. He's got a lot of heart. He's young. He doesn't know any better. He'll be there. RG3, Alfred Morris, Washington at home, needing a victory. I don't know. Minnesota's tough. That's going to be a good game. I'm going to take Washington in a squeaker. I think...
Go ahead. Sorry. Yeah.
No.
Damn, Chad.
I was going to say, I agree right
He's
now.
up on the bell, dude.
Vegas has got the number. Washington is a favorite. You know, we've talked about this before. Anytime you would think Minnesota's got the better record, Washington coming off a couple losses, RG3 questionable. That line to me seems like screams sucker bet. So they're wanting everybody to take the Vikings.
I'm with you. I was just going to say start Percy Harvin if you got him there. He has a good game.
Life. Back to
All day
reality.
long. I like Washington in this contest. I'm even leaning a little bit over the total. So let's go Washington minus the 1.5 to get it done at home. Ad-Rock, you got a good one here. The Giants travel to San Francisco.
Wow. San Francisco
where they will have this is a rematch of the NFC Championship last year. Do you remember how good that dang game was?
Yes, it was.
Holy cow, it was wonderful. San Fran last week, what'd they do last week, San Fran? They beat the tar out of the Bills 45-3. Alex Smith, 303 and 3 touchdowns. Alex Smith is playing like a Pro Bowler right now. Have you seen his stats? He's playing like a Pro Bowler.
Let's not throw that. Okay, 303
and 3 touchdowns.
He's got some weapons.
And he's continued to improve every week. Gore on the ground, 14 for a $106 and a touchdown. Michael Crabtree, 2 weeks in a row, 6 for a $113 and a touchdown. He's starting to come on a little bit now. They will be playing host to the New York Giants. The New York Giants were in a pretty good contest earlier in the weekend. It was against the Browns. Eli, 259, 3 touchdowns. Ahmad Bradshaw, monster game. 30 carries, 200 yards and a touchdown. Unbelievable. Who you like here, my friend?
No, I'm going with the Giants. Even though, San Fran's defense is stellar. I really think the passing game's going to throw off San Francisco. There are too many weapons right now for the Giants, and I think this is going to be they're going to expose some of the things that's going on with San Francisco. I like San Francisco; they're the best defensive team in the league, but I think New York's going to have a answer for them this week.
Check this out. Vegas opened the line, -3. Giants were favored. Over under 45.5. It's already been bet up. San Francisco is now a 6-point favorite. Wow. Number still hovered about 44, 45. With that being said, I get what you're saying. At home, though, San Francisco, they want some revenge against this Giants team.
Absolutely.
I think San Francisco might put it on the Giants a little bit. I like over the total. Maybe I'm thinking a 34-20 type of score. Over the total in San Francisco all day long. Next up, Houston. Man, these 4 o'clock games. Oh, this is an 8:30 game here, but this is a great game. Houston Texans play host to the Green Bay Packers. Last week, Green Bay falls to the Colts. Aaron Rodgers is, again, still not doing what we're accustomed to Aaron Rodgers doing. 243 and 3 touchdowns are impressive, but last year he was going for 400 yards and 4 touchdowns. Yep. Through the air, Randall Cobb, 4 for 82 and a touchdown. Big news here, Cedric Benson out for the season. He's injured his foot. He will not be coming back. Houston, as we mentioned, they were the Monday night game last night. Matt Schaub, 14 for 28, 209 and a touchdown. Arian Foster continues to be probably the best running back fantasy-wise in the league. 29 for 152 and a touchdown. Owen Daniels, tight end, 79 for a touchdown. Schaub is looking for him a lot. Russell, who do you like here in this Green Bay-Houston matchup?
Oh, I love old school football. I like the way the Steelers used to play it. I wish they'd get back to it, but Houston is doing it. They are running the ball, and they're playing defense. Love that. Green Bay is kind of a new school. They like to play offense, and sometimes they play defense. So don't know what's going on in Green Bay. As far as their offense, Aaron Rodgers been a little slow this year, not really worthy of a number 1 pick. I like Houston here. I mean, whenever you run the ball and you got a defense and you're as dominant as they are, I'm not really worried about who's coming to town. It doesn't matter.
Good call. Also, it's a Sunday night game, so the whole world's watching you. Houston hadn't been on a big stage really like this. I know they play Monday Night Football, but against Green Bay coming to town, it's going to be on in Houston. I love Houston right now. The number's set, opened up at 2.5, already been bet up to 4. Over-unders at 48. Houston in a whitewash of the Green Bay Packers. It's going to be a great game, but Houston gets it done. Houston by 10, and let's
Whitewash.
go over the total.
Where'd that come from?
I don't have any idea.
Yeah,
Just
start
sounded
all their players.
sounded
Start
good.
them all.
Exactly. But every fantasy player you can put them in. And last but not least, we're going to San Diego, where the San Diego Chargers will play host to the Denver Broncos. Last weekend, those Denver Broncos put up a good fight against the Patriots, but came up a little short. Peyton Manning, though, playing great, man. I mean, 345 and 3 touchdowns, leading his team back. It was a couple, I think maybe fumbles that did them in at the end, or they would have been right in that ball game. McGahee on the ground, 14 for 51, and Demaryius Thomas, 9 for 188. Huge game from him. They will be playing the Chargers. Chargers lose to the Saints last weekend. Rivers, 27 for 42, 354, 2 touchdowns, great fantasy numbers. And Ryan Matthews, Addison, I know you dislike him, 12 for 80 and a touchdown. He showed flashes of greatness in this game.
Well, he showed flashes the half the games he played, but I mean, that was the other half that I'm concerned about.
That he doesn't play in?
Yeah. I mean, he plays one game, don't play other. That equals to what? A half touchdown, 40 yards? So what the? I mean, come on.
Yeah, good
Pick
point.
that up off the waiver wire. I mean, come on.
Good point. Well, they've got San Diego as a 3-point favorite right now for Monday Night Football. The over under 50. Adrock, give me all your info about
You
this.
know what? I always like watching Peyton Manning play, but you're looking on ESPN and tickets available. It's one of the highest amount. There's 7,500 tickets left to a Monday Night Football game. So what's going on in San Diego?
In San Diego?
Yeah,
You are kidding me.
it's kind of disheartening. I read some articles.
terrible.
The fan base is kind of wavering. Phillip Rivers, I know y'all both State fans here, but he's just not what he used to be. Antonio Gates is kind of a bust this year.
Big bust.
I don't know. I think Denver's going to roll big in this one.
Man, until about the last 3 minutes, I was thinking San Diego would get the job done at home. They're a 2-point favorite. It's Monday Night Football. They got to win this game. But I'm with you, man. They're not impressive to me at all. I like the way Peyton's leading the Denver Broncos. Denver's, the first few games they've been in, they're tough contests.
Right.
This is going to be like an easier game compared to the
Oh, it is. I
competition
agree.
they've been playing against. I think Denver might go into San Diego and whoop them. Let's go Denver plus the 2 and over the 50.
Whitewash them. They're going to whitewash them.
That'll wrap up the Fantasy 45, the fastest 45 seconds in fantasy football. Russell, good job right there, brother.
Good job, Ron.
Thank you.
Very
Appreciate you having me on the
nice.
show.
Well done. Well done.
We need to score more points. Score more.
We're going to jump into our next segment. It's Addison's favorite. It's breaking news. Breaking news. This just in. This just in. We're going to hit you with all the
So
injury
gay, dude.
report
God.
from last weekend, and we're going to fly through it because this, I'm telling you, this injury list it's very long. It's as long as my arm, Addison. It's as long as my arm.
Wow.
I thought you were going to say
thought I was going to say
Brandon.
something
Dude,
else.
you're 4'2", so it's not very long.
Rock. First, we already talked about it a little bit. Ryan Williams, Arizona Cardinal, out shoulder. He's done for the year. Tough luck. He's finally going to get a chance to shine in that Arizona offense, and he's out. Alshon Jeffrey, the wide receiver for the Chicago Bears, broken hand, out. He's on the IR right now. I guess no. I take that back. 4 to 6 weeks.
Right.
4 to 6 weeks, he'll be back. Adrock, your man, backup running back Bernard Scott, Cincinnati Bengals, who had a chance because Ben Jarvis Green Ellis hadn't been playing that good to really get a good look. Well, he's out with the knee. I think it's for the rest of the year, brother. I think he's going to be out for the rest of the year. Cedric Benson, we already discussed this, out probably the rest of the year with a foot. James Starks is questionable with turf toe. So y'all keep that in mind. And Jermichael Finley also questionable as tight end. He says he's going to play, but who knows what's going to happen with Jermichael Finley. Kind of also a little bit of a bust this year.
Who cares?
Check
that
this.
type of
Exactly. Check this out, too. This is pretty interesting. This is defensive stuff. Houston's D, who we've been raving about all year, Brian Cushion, who's one of their leaders, torn ACL, possibly out for the season. That just kills Houston Texans. They've got enough parts to make it work. But he was a leader.
J.C. Watt right now is the anchor of that defense. So he's
absolutely.
all on
That
the field.
dude is
I
awesome.
think it's JJ there.
JJ. Yeah, it is.
Well, I said J.J. Watt.
I said
Didn't I?
JC or something.
Yeah.
Jesus
Why
Christ.
don't y'all pay attention? I said J.J.
Think about
It's-
it.
We got replay. Where's the sound guy?
Pittsburgh D also going to be missing Troy Polamalu and Woodley are going to be doubtful. Polamalu is definitely out. Woodley's probably doubtful. That hurts that Pittsburgh D. They're getting older. You know,
Come on,
they're
Polamalu.
getting older.
Come on, suck
I
it
hate
up.
it for them. Next up, in Minnesota, Jerome Simpson is questionable with back spasms. He said he's 50-50 right now to play. Aaron Hernandez in New England.
He's back.
Questionable to play, 50-50. Well, let's check our injury
Maybe
reports.
he's practicing. They so far. Yeah, I think he's back this week.
Yeah, I bet he'll play too. Lance Moore, Drew Brees, go-to guy really so far this year. Him and Colston, questionable to play. The other big thing in New Orleans right now, Jimmy Graham walking around in a boot today.
No.
Yeah, walking around in a boot. So he's got some ankle issues. Definitely keep your eye on that because Jimmy Graham, he went first or second round in most leagues, you know. Also, in New York Giants land, Hakeem Nicks still banged up, questionable. They don't know if he'll play. Martellus Bennett, hyperextended knee, questionable. He's 50-50. He says he'll play. I'm pretty proud of this Martellus Bennett. Hyperextended his knee in the first quarter, toughed it out, and kept playing. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty.
He's on a G-Man All-Stars team, which aka my team, and I just have winners. I mean, that's what I have on my team. So just want to throw that out there.
Yeah. Coach them up.
They score a lot of points. They score more.
Darius Hayward-Bay for the Raiders, questionable. He's cleared for full contact now after that big hit a few weeks ago. Cleared for full contact. We'll see if he's going to play. Danny Amendola, Addison's boy, out 6 to 7 weeks with a collarbone. And probably
Addison, he's out.
Most importantly to the fantasy lineup this week, RG3, as we mentioned. Concussion. Russell thinks he's going to play. Even if he wants to play and the doctors say you're not going to play because of concussion, you don't get to play.
Hey, they were tightening up those cornrows. We're going to play.
Shanahan said he was fine. He's playing.
So anyway, I hope he does. I love watching RG3 play. It's just exciting to watch him on the field. That wraps up breaking news. And with that being said, let's take a quick break to thank our sponsor.
Main Cellar City Club, Hickory's premier music venue, is the place to go for music events, wedding dinners or receptions, company retreats, reunions, and more. Contact Main Cellar at 828-345-6246 or find us on Facebook and Twitter for all your entertainment updates.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to the Fantasy Formula, and thank you for our sponsor this week, Main Cellar City Club. Addison, let's pop right into our next segment. We're going to let you lead the Waiver Wire Wonder segment of the day. Go ahead and hit us with it.
Boys and girls of Fantasyland, let me tell you, you got some buys going on. One thing you got to check, every league's got them. You got the dumbasses of the league. They'll drop somebody, they get carrying 2 defenses, a.k.a. Chad, or, they'll have something, 2 tight ends, a.k.a. Russell. And so you got to look, there's going to be a lot of grabs out there, but look, they are on the waiver wire for a reason. They're not putting up a lot of points. This week, some good matchups. He's got a lot of looks. Sean Drone, running back for San Diego. I know Ryan Matthews is showing his glimmers, but he's been bumped up. He had some carries last week. I'm liking Sean Drone. If Ryan Matthews slips, this boy's in. I think Ryan Matthews is on his last leg.
What about Jackie Battle? And
but he didn't get any carries.
He didn't get carries last week?
I think he got like 2 or 3, if I'm not mistaken. Running back, Steven Jackson. I've never been big on Steven Jackson. I think it's just a matter of time before he gets hurt. Daryl Richardson still, I think, can go in there anytime. He can easily put up 10 to 15 points before he lickety split. Because I think Steven Jackson, even though he's the anchor of that running game, he's prone to get hurt. And Daryl Richardson will be on your waiver wire. I'm liking this one. Devon Best, he's number one. He was number one start of the year, but I know Hartline's been getting all the carries. Devon Best has been targeted a lot in Miami. He's going to be on most everybody's waiver wire. Jordan Norwood out of Cleveland. Been targeted a lot by the rookie. And anytime you got a rookie quarterback, he's going to have his favorite targets. He knows that he feels comfortable throwing to them. He's going to go through his progressions, but he's going to like his favorites. Norwood's been there the last couple of weeks. Solid, some decent games, but nothing. But they're on the waiver wire for a reason. Last one, throw you tight end. I like Brandon Meyer with his matchup this week. Tight end for Oakland. He's been targeted quite a bit by Carson Palmer. Oakland's team has been going away from the deep ball with some injuries, so they're going for the short game. Brandon Meyer's a really good young tight end. He's going to be available, I would say, on 90% of most waiver wires. There you are, ladies and gentlemen. Gold picks right there. Gold solid AAA picks off the waiver wire.
Thank you, Mr. Adrock. Roro, you got a couple of those waiver wire wonders you think that might fit in there?
I think definitely Alex Green needs to be considered in Green Bay with Benson down. And then I think certainly Stevens Howling in Arizona with Ryan Williams and who is the other guy that's always hurt?
Beanie Wells.
Beanie Wells. Don't ever draft him on your fantasy team, Beanie Wells. But yes, those two definitely worth a look.
No, come on now. I wouldn't say he stinks. Now, hold on. Let's give me some props. Now, he's had some injuries, but he rushed for over 1,000 yards, put up 9 touchdowns last year, and he had some good games. He had a 200-yard rushing game last year.
Just like you say about Ryan
Matthews. That's what I was saying.
Always hurt. He's always hurt.
Not 50% of the time.
You can't depend on him, so he will never be on my team again.
I got you on Ryan Matthews. Fine.
There you go.
Go ahead, Rube. Sorry about
that. The one that I would like to throw in there, waiver wire wonder, and he's probably already picked up, but James Jones, last 2 games, 4 touchdowns. Greg Jennings, they don't know when he's coming back, so James Jones filling that role nicely, and I really like this is a way late in the game sleeper.
I know you're gonna say.
Well, this is another Green Bay guy. This Randall Cobb. I read this yesterday. You know how Percy Harvin, they're lining up Percy Harvin in the back, and then they have him spread out. They want it kind of like Darren Sproles or what.
Yeah.
They want to have Randall Cobb in that same mold.
They want him in space.
Are you saying that because you picked him up in our league?
Exactly.
Okay, I'm just
Exactly.
checking. I'm just checking. Okay.
So I read that and I was like, man, that makes all the sense in the world. So I scooped him up. I'm gonna stash him. In case
Ladies, I look at 3 o'clock in the morning. Chad is on the waiver wire picking up Cobb.
All right, one more to stash. Vincent Brown out of
Love
San
it.
Diego.
Love it. Good pick, Rick.
Coming back.
He'll be back in a couple weeks. That's
Week
a
9, I believe.
very good selection. All right, my friends, that wraps up Waiver Wire Wonder. On to the next one. We're going to go into everybody's favorite segment. It's the Optimal Fantasy Lineup of the Week. And this week, our man Russell Coley is going to be hitting us with his Optimal Fantasy Lineup. Go ahead, Russ.
QB, Matt Ryan, love him. Playing the Oakland Raiders. Definitely Matt Ryan, Julio Jones, Roddy White, Gonzalez. Look out.
Boom. How about there's 2 running backs?
Running backs, I like Shady McCoy. He's going to break out this week. He's been a little bit of a
That's a good one.
disappointment.
Good one.
And I'm going to say AP. AP gets it done against the Washington Redskins.
Now, we picked A before this year, and he's not, man, he's just a high-profile Chris Johnson right now. He's had some decent games, but go ahead, Rue. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to step on you, Rue. Go ahead, Rue.
I'm
with you.
Jealous.
I'm with you.
He wants optimal back.
I'm retired. Ladies and gentlemen, Optimal Fantasy has been
Not good for you.
No, it's been absolutely ferocious.
Ferocious.
Yeah. AP has a big game. It's just time for him and Shady to step up. So they have a big game.
Not bad. Go ahead. Give me some wide receivers.
Wide receiver, I'm going to say Roddy White. Last week was a little slow for Roddy. The week before, unbelievable. And Percy Harvin. Percy Harvin. He may return a kick, return a punt, run one in, and catch one. So, love Percy Harvin.
Absolutely.
Tight end, Antonio Gates. I know earlier you were talking about he's been an upset this year. He's at home on Monday night. Everybody watching.
If he's going to show, he's going to show up for that game.
It's going to have to be this one.
He's ferocious.
I like him. And the kicker, love Hansen. Love Hansen this week.
Yeah.
Detroit at Philly. Philly's got a pretty good D when it gets in the red zone, so I like Hansen.
Good call.
As far as the defense, it glares out. I mean, Arizona against Buffalo. Arizona got a great defense anyway. They're at home. Buffalo, forget about it. Flex, Addison, you're going to love this. I like your boy A.J. Green.
That's right. That's right. Who day, baby?
At the Cleveland Browns, A.J. Green lights it up.
Really like it, Russell. And I don't know if you've listened to the last couple of weeks, but Addison normally does Optimal Fantasy Lineup of the Week.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's been absolutely horrible. It's been ferocious. Well, there you go. Did I just make up a word?
Ferocious.
I just made up a word.
I like it.
So, Russell, what I was going to say is if you can't be better than Addison, then we probably won't invite you back. Because you can't do much worse.
Oh, no. If I can't beat him, I won't come back.
Exactly. Good job there, Russ, with the Optimal Fantasy Lineup of the Week. Next up, everyone's favorite segment, To Trade or Not to Trade. And we're going to make this a rapid-fire segment of the week. Ad-Rock, I'm going to start with you.
Give me.
All right, you've got Chris Johnson, and you're very disappointed with him. Someone is offering you Mikael LaShore straight up for Chris Johnson. Tell me why. Tell me why.
Stats. That's it. Stats.
So you don't think Chris Johnson, you don't want to just hold on to him just in case?
No, trade.
How sick would you be if you trade him and he goes for 210 yards the next game?
Hindsight will kick in ass every time, but right now, I mean, you win fantasy by what? Points.
Right.
And Chris Johnson ain't doing it. I think he put up one.
I'm with
this
you.
week.
I can attest to that. I got him in the first round.
Yeah.
Trade.
It's killing me.
Boom. Love it. Russell, hit you real quick. You've got RG3. You're worried about his concussions. He's having a phenomenal year, but you're still a little bit worried.
Concussed.
Someone says, I will trade you Cam Newton straight up for RG3 now. What do you do?
Oh, tough one. Cam Newton for RG3. I take RG3. RG3. There's more upside there. Cam Newton, what was that? Fourth down? What was third or fourth down? What was that?
No, man.
That was like a left-handed pass.
And he threw it straight in the dirt. I've got some high school buddies.
Did you see the look of the players like?
Yeah, they're like, did
What the
that
hell was
really
that?
happen?
Yeah, Curtis Bullock could do that, right, Chad? Curtis could hit that
I think so.
RG3, more upside.
Good call. Addison, real quick for you, my friend. Andre Johnson of the Houston Texans for Torrey Smith of the Baltimore Ravens right now. Andre typically used to getting 12 targets a game. It's down to 3 to 5 targets a game. I don't know what's happening to Andre, but I know what's happening. They're becoming more of a running team, and they're not looking to throw the deep ball as much for Torrey Smith. You've got Andre. Would you trade him for Torrey Smith?
No. Oh.
Yeah,
I would take Torrey Smith. Right now, I like Torrey Smith. There's a lot more upside right now. Andre Johnson's Andre Johnson. But Torrey Smith, Anquan Bolin's definitely on the downside. He's getting targeted a lot, but right now, I think Flacco's got more confidence. He is throwing the ball a whole lot more he's done in his first couple of years of the NFL. And Torrey Smith is their deep ball threat. And I'll tell you what, Torrey Smith's got some hops.
Breakout year.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm right now, Torrey. Yeah, that's right.
Man, I'm loving it. I completely agree. Flacco throwing the deep ball to Torrey Smith. Schaub, he's throwing the ball more to the tight end than Andre, So
Chad, real quick, being an NC State guy, you remember when Torrey torched us for 4 touchdowns in that last game of the year, Maryland?
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah,
how do y'all remember that? Because generally NC State gets torched every time by somebody.
Funny Catawba College. Yeah. Funny. All right, last but not least, Russell. Victor Cruz sitting on your team. With all the trouble, Hakeem Nicks is out. You've got that Ramses Barden out. Now Martellus Bennett is out. So Victor Cruz looks like
out. He's doubtful.
Doubtful, but looks like to be the man. Somebody wants to trade you Percy Harvin for Victor Cruz right now. What do you do?
Such an even trade.
What do you do?
But if I have Victor Cruz on my team, I do not give him up. Wow. He is money in the bank.
3 touchdowns.
He proved it last year, and he's just building on it this year. I like Eli better than I do Ponder, second year.
Good point.
That's the only reason. Cruz has proven. I'm not giving him up for Percy. I'm afraid I'll regret it.
How many? Wait, Cruz has got. He had 3 last week. He's what? 6 touchdowns already this year.
Victor Cruz?
He had 3 last week.
Did he really?
Yeah.
He did have a huge
3 touchdowns. I think he's got 5 or 6 on the year.
I think it's really close too, man. I didn't even really think about the Eli to Ponder comparison, but that's perfect. That makes a lot of sense.
Absolutely.
To me, Percy Harvin just does a little. They get him in the backfield some, So
he's good.
It's a toss up.
It's tight.
That's a very tough one. But anyway, good job, guys. Good job. Rapid fire to trade or not to trade segment. And last but not least, let's pop right into our Fantasy Formula Prize Closet, Addison, and let's see who won the Lone Rider Brewery Question of the Week. Last week's question, who was the leading rusher in all of the year last year? Drum roll, please. You weren't here. You left early, remember? So I had to take care of the rest of the show, and the winner was MJD, and my man Ernie from Hickory is this week's Lone Rider Brewery Question of the Week. He answered correctly. Who was the leading rusher in 2011? MJD. So, Ernie, congratulations. I've got a special little something for you coming out of the prize closet. So, I've got your email information and I'll send it to you.
Who's come up with these questions, these answers? There's questions.
There's a big team. We all brainstorm and we come up with a question.
Well, are they 5th graders? I mean, leading rusher? Come on.
Yeah, that
you know what?
Let's throw out a tough one.
Give us one. We'll put you on the spot. Here is this week's Lone Rider Brewery Question of the Week from yours truly, Addison Fox.
Who had the most 300-yard passing games last year?
There you go, ladies and gentlemen.
There's some legwork entailed on that one.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here. Who had the most 300-yard passing games 2011-2012 season? That is our Lone Rider Brewery Question of the Week.
There you go.
Addison, not bad. And while we got you, let's talk a little bit about Lone Rider Brewery. Lone Rider Brewery, the Ales for Outlaws. Check out their rotating seasonal beer or their seasonal brew. This season's brew is Falls Mad Doc Weizenbach. Y'all check it out at your grocery stores. If they don't have it, tell them you want to get it. It's Lone Rider Brewery in Raleigh, North Carolina. Just a great company and a great beer. Thank you, Lone Rider.
5 touchdowns. Victor Cruz got 5 touchdowns already this year. He had his career. He had 9 coming into the season.
Wow. Keep it up, Victor Cruz. And last but not least, let's thank our other sponsor, the Main Cellar City Club, located in beautiful downtown Hickory, North Carolina, a music and event venue. We've talked about it. It's getting closer. Russell, I know you're 40-some years old, so this fits right up your alley. Bad Company and Little River Band coming to Hickory, North Carolina very soon to the Main Cellar City Club. Can't wait. You know Little River Band that we sing all the time?
Yes, where can I get some tickets?
Exactly. I'll tell you, Russell, visit the website, www.themesh.tv, or call 828-619-0048. That's our voicemail line. Or you can also email us at info@themesh.tv. We'll tell you all about how to get tickets. Ask us any question you want to, and we'll be there for you. We're here for our listeners.
That's right. That's right.
Call right now.
Go ahead and call me. Exactly. Let's get that info out right.
There'll be some panties on the stage this weekend, boy.
Thanks, Ad.
You're welcome.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about how you download us on iTunes?
Go to iTunes. Look, we go to iTunes. To go to iTunes, type in the Fantasy Formula. The most important thing, give us some ratings. We need the ratings. Move us up the charts. We're chart toppers, people. That's where we belong at top of the charts. We need the ratings. So put away the porn for a little bit. Go to iTunes and give us and click on us and give us a good rating. But iTunes, and you go to themesh.com, www.themesh.com, and look at Fantasy Formula there. But yeah, just check us out, download us.
Well said, my friend, and thank you to all the listeners of the Fantasy Formula. Thank you to our sound engineer, Double J, Dino Mike Johnson. Thanks to Magic Hands, and most importantly, thank you to our special guest today, Addison, Russell Coley.
Right.
A phenomenal job, dude. I'm so glad you came in the studio with us today.
Thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
All right, until next week, ladies and gentlemen.
Who day, baby?
Peace.
You've been listening to The Mesh, an online media network of shows and programs ranging from business to arts, sports to entertainment, music to community. All programs are available on the website as well as through iTunes and YouTube. Check us out online at themesh.tv. Discover other network shows and give us feedback on what you just heard.